Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdette's NewsStand, and I want to talk a little bit more in depth about the Snyder Cut. Now, I did cover this before, just the simple fact that it was being released. Now, I also said I was not super interested in the movie as a whole. That doesn't change the fact that I also very wildly and made sure I pointed out that I am glad this is coming out. Not only do the fans deserve it, but Zack Snyder as a creator deserves this after what they did with him when his daughter committed suicide, after what the company, how terribly they treated him. We are finally seeing some justification for not only Zack Snyder, but the fandom as a whole. But not everybody sees it that way. Whether you want to see the movie or not everybody sees it that way. And it's really unfortunate we have huge mainstream media websites just completely railing on this. And I'm going to go through two articles. I just want to briefly touch on this Vanity Fair article. Is releasing the Snyder Cut of Justice League a victory for toxic fandoms? Now, their version of toxicity is what we'll talk about when it comes to Collider, but it's just saying that this fandom did everything they could to get this released. That's it. They are saying that they bullied and they went so fought this and did that. Saying that they used the charity money to make themselves look good. Right. Okay. When is enough going to be enough for you guys? It literally never is. What I want to talk more about is the ridiculous of this Collider article. Why releasing the Justice League Snyder Cut sets a dangerous precedent. Now, if this all sounds vaguely familiar to you, it's because we've already had the same conversation. When it comes to Sonic the Hedgehog, they listened to their fans. They listened to what people wanted. They redid their movie, and my God, can you imagine how bad it would have been had they not? So they listened, they made the changes, and the movie did really well. It was really nice to see at that time that it, showing that by listening to your fans, how well a movie can do compared to at the time when Birds of Prey came out. Just completely shitting on your fans, how well they can do. Now, I'm really glad to see this. There's a lot of things that can be done, and we're also seeing that they had come out with Darkseid's actual actor in this. His name is Ray Porter. So we're seeing that there was more involved. I still stand by. I think Zack Snyder was doing too much too fast. But even so, that's not what this really is about, right? What this is about is the way that these companies look at you as fans. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I want to read this. They bullied those who suggested that maybe the Snyder version, which would require tens of $millions to finish the audio and visual effects, might actually be a worse version. Right, and he's getting that money, honey. Don't worry about it. Who cares if it is a worse version? They're still listening to the fans, right? At the end of the day, they are still listening to the fans. They're people that give them money. That is who should be listened to a point. And I will say there is a fine line there, because there really is, on a very, very, very small level, toxic fans. Trust me, I've ran across a few. Now, a lot of those are shippers. A lot of those are radical. But for the most part, fans just want the best for these IPs. They bullied those who thought that the theatrical release version was good. Right, what they mean by that is they disagreed with them. Okay, so they disagreed with them. But those, most of all, they bullied Warner Brothers. How so? They gave them their money, and they're giving them more money when it comes to getting HBO Max, who clearly went in a completely different direction from what Snyder was planning. Yes, and we see how that worked out, right? Right? We've seen Dawn of Justice. Yeah, it wasn't good. So, Fans in the industry began asking anyone involved in the film about what they thought about the Snyder Cut and whether or not they thought it should be seen. One of the most vocal supporters of the movement on Twitter described the move by Warner Brothers as a sabotage, failing to acknowledge that if the version Snyder submitted was so good that Warner Brothers would have probably, released it in the first place. Who writes like that? Anyways, I may talk like that, but writing like that is just something completely different. So, let's talk about that sentence. If it was completed, it may have had the chance to go to theatrical release and been good. It may have been the worst piece of crap, and it may still be. But the only way to find out is to actually view it. Oh boy, you are so ignorant. As Snyder eventually began stoking the movement, so did several stars of the film. Right! I wonder why, huh? Maybe it's because they like Zack Snyder. Maybe it's because what Warner Brothers did to him. Maybe it's because the movie is good, including Ben Affleck, Jason Momoa, Henry Cavill, and Gal Gadot. It seemed like a profound waste of everyone's time. Oh, I'm glad you can gatekeep time. You're gatekeeping time. Okay. And further evidence that the only tool in the movement's arsenal was aggressive, unpleasant, and forcefulness. This is real. This is real. My God. The fact that Warner Brothers has not only acknowledged this incredibly obnoxious fan uproar, has also agreed to, per their demands, release the Snyder Cut, is mystifying and potentially dangerous. Yes, we're all going to catch corona because of it. How is it dangerous? Come on. Give me a real reason. The message is clear. If you bitch and moan enough, chances are that your studio will not only hear you, but agree with you. Maybe they should have listened in the first place. Maybe we would have had a good movie in the first place. That's a big maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying. Just like Sonic did, they listened. What's the matter with people? Why do you not know your core audience? Why do you not know who you are trying to make a movie for? The fan uproar, which was at the very least annoying, and at the very worst, especially on Twitter. Hey, I got a solution for that. Leave motherfucking Twitter. It's that easy. Anyways, actively threatening and been vindicated. Their methods had been approved. Everything that they did had a purpose because Warner Brothers had finally given them what they want. Because it existed. Because it was real. And these fans wanted vindication for that. There is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with wanting that, what you really, really want out of your media. So they want something good. That's what we've wanted for comics for a really long time. DC listened. They wanted their movie. DC listened. Do you see a pattern here? The pattern is when you listen to your fans, you get rewarded monetarily. And at the end of the day, that's really all they care about. They don't care. Sorry, Zack Snyder. They don't care about you. They don't care about their fans. They care about their bottom line, which is their pocketbooks. So if they listen, their pocketbooks get a little fuller. Maybe they'll do it next time the right way. But right, sure. Okay, I'm so glad Collider can tell us how to feel. For as long as the movement has raged, Warner Brothers has done the right thing and simply ignored them, like I should be doing you. The internet already gave them a voice when they shouldn't have given them one. Oh, now you're gatekeeping the internet? My God, what's wrong with you? Yesterday, the studio gave them something they never expected and always craved: legitimacy. Now we're screwed. Holy crap, you're screwed. Okay. Fans displeased by perceived sights and now be insufferable. The definition of insufferable, honey, is this article right here. Not only will they demand alternate versions of movies more often, right? You know what's funny about that? Is as soon as this came out, they demanded a Ghostbusters one, which I have no problem with. I'm not going to watch it. I never watched the original. I have no problem with that. If the SJWs want their IPs just like we do, that's fine. That's completely fine. Just don't touch mine. But their rhetoric will, in fact, well, I guess Ghostbusters wasn't originally that way, even so. But their rhetoric will, in fact, in the release of any other DC property. Good. Listen to your fans. Good. If Warner Brothers thought that this would quiet them down, it won't. You're right, honey. It won't. You lost. If anything, it'll amplify their voices. The entitlement is already unbearable. My God. I can't. The entitlement is already unbearable. Shut up. Stop. Stop writing. Please. The entitlement of fans. The entitlement of the people that simply pay for these things. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? This article is a joke. They don't even, I don't even think they mention, I'm looking through here, but they don't mention the fact that these people raise money for suicide prevention. Nope, not a little bit, because that wouldn't go along with their narrative, right? They don't mention the fact that they, did banners and billboard signs and stuff like this. This was a huge movement. This just wasn't something simple. This was probably the biggest fan movement when it comes to something mainstream like this. And for once it worked. Let them have their day, you jealous motherfucker. Anyways, let me know what you guys think, of course, about this video. If you're interested in this movie or not. Or just interested in the culture around it, which interests me more to see the reaction of people. I'm really glad for Snyder and the fans. But people like this, their entitlement is unbearable. Oh my God. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon and subscribe stars. You guys literally make this channel possible. Huge thank you to Cage the Mick, Robert Mick Twiz, Black Knight Fool, Brucey, Chris Z, David L, David Rafford, Jeffrey Allen Carnes, Mighty Balls, Mike Buckner, Maizen Barbosa, Ruskar, Ryan Decker, Robert Hoffman, and Doc Holliday. You guys are absolutely amazing, and thank you so much for all your support. Don't forget on the way out to like as always if you enjoy the content and hit subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.